Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of The Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode number 16. On Wednesday, November 11th, 2020, I am your host, Trevor Ohlsen. How's everybody doing? Biden won. Go hide your guns. Biden won. Go hide your guns. Half the country's thinking that that's what he'll do. Half the country's not gonna let him choose to take their guns. Biden won. We've got Kamala, or is it Kamala? I don't know because I'm a bit disconnected. Kamala or Kamala. She'll be the best one yet, because she's the first woman vice president. Plus, she's of color, which is great. And I'm all about... what's funny about that is that she could be the worst vice president in the history of vice presidents, and she'll still be the best female vice president. She's got the lowest bar. She's got a great gig. I'm happy for her. It's great. If I'm being completely honest, I don't care too much about politics. I think if you listen to me, you know that I'm trying to be a bit more present and a bit more cognizant of it and a bit more aware of what's going on. And do I agree with everything the Democratic Party stands for? I don't. And do I think it's great? I think it's great. Diversity's great. Women are great. I'm a lover of both. But she's got the lowest baseline. She could drop a nuke on Canada. We like Canada. She could drop a nuke on Canada, and technically, she'll still be the best female vice president we've ever had. Think of that. She could start a Holocaust 2. Holocaust 2 by Kamala Harris. And guess what? Still the best female vice president. The bar is low, folks. The bar is low. How's everybody doing? I'm doing great. I'm feeling great, if I'm being completely honest. I have some predictions. Okay, so here's what I've been seeing. All right, Trump is fading into obscurity as his term comes to an end. Unless he somehow pulls off, and that guy's so audacious that unless he somehow pulled off, he's like, I'm not leaving. This is my house. This isn't the people's house. The people don't live here. I live here. I could see Trump doing that. There's no people. This isn't the people's house. Where are the people? Where are the people? It's just me. It's me and my... I don't mind my horrible impression. I can't do impressions. I've never learned. Maybe I can't. I believe that I could learn impressions. I've never spent the time. But I bet Trump would get to that level where he'd be like, listen, it's all fake. Biden rigged. It's all rigged. Everything's fake. There does seem to be some fishy things going on from what I'm hearing. Again, it could be, it's all speculative because what's real and what's not is very difficult to say. But Trump is going to say everything's fake, and he's already saying everything's fake. He's already filing 1 million lawsuits because we are transitioning into the era of Biden. And he likes the era of Trump. He likes his name everywhere. Imagine being that narcissistic. I want my name on the building. I want my name on the plane. I'm surprised he didn't have his name just engraved into the side of the White House. Imagine that if like above the White House, he made a huge, just a like casino sparkling lights, just Trump's house. I'm amazed he didn't do that. I feel as if he should still do that. It's still his house. It's the people's house. I mean, it is, but not to Trump. That's his house, baby. And he should have a big, glittery, gross sign that says Trump's Palace right above the White House. Just completely demean what it stands for. Because the White House, it represents so much in American history. It's so important. And for Trump to just show up and just Trumpify it and give it a nice casino look, I could just totally imagine him doing it. But it seems as if, from what I can tell, the temperature in the country seems to be dropping a bit. It's been so hot for the last 4 years, particularly this last year and these last few months. We've been at a boil. And it seems that because there's so many people that just hate Trump so much that just the fact that we're getting anyone besides Trump, it seems as if everybody just like just a nice deep breath. That's what I'm seeing. It seems that the temperature is dropping. It seems that people are looking forward to a new president. Sure, a dying president, but a president other than Trump nonetheless. Nonetheless. Will Biden change much? I think, I just think that maybe there'll be some more civil unrest. There is still a pandemic and people are out of work. And so I don't necessarily know. So maybe, but I feel as if there's going to be much less discord in the country with Trump leaving. I'm going to miss the guy. I think he's funny. I think he's just bombastic and I mean, I think he's got a lot done for the country, but I also think that, I mean, he's so polarizing. Like I said, I don't necessarily love him. I don't love him. I didn't vote for him last time. So, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. The countries are ready for a change. The countries are ready. The country's clearly ready for change. But anyway, so I predict, and with COVID, it seems as if, yes, exciting news. Let's dive into this a little bit because I just briefly heard about it. COVID-19 vaccine. I heard something about a vaccine being ready. I just saw on the news, actually, that a vaccine could... Oh, son of a bitch. I never clicked record on my fucking camera. Damn it. All right. Hello, everybody. Jeez. How far are we? We're 8 minutes in. All right. Well, welcome to the visual. Okay, great. Off to a good start. Okay. Let's dive in. Is it fucking working? Yes. Okay. Let's keep going. COVID-19, the scientists who developed the Pfizer by COVID-19 vaccines. Russian COVID vaccine, sure. Okay, you know what? I don't know. COVID-19 vaccine tracker. Let's find out. Vaccines typically require years of research and testing before reaching the clinic, but scientists are racing to produce a safe and effective coronavirus vaccine by... Wait, yes, I know this. Come on, latest news. Show me the latest news. COVID-19. I typed in COVID-10. COVID-19 vaccine update. Here we go. But we're going to have a vaccine. Am I going to be first in line? Probably not. But... if enough people take it and they don't lose their brains, they don't go get all loopy, or they don't contract it, because how many people are get sick from vaccines? Now, I believe in vaccines. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. But yeah, I'm fucking mad that I didn't start the video soon enough. That's like all I'm thinking about now. Oh well. That's just the way my brain works. Take a breath, Trevor. I always want things to be perfect, and perfect just doesn't exist. Okay, so here's my predictions. Fuck this vaccine news. There's way too much reading. I predict that 2021 is a year of transition, where we start transitioning back to normalcy, where people get back to work, where fear starts to die down, where we start to socialize a bit more, and we start to become a bit more involved in our circles again. I predict 2021 to be a year of transition. Just like I'll be transitioning very soon here, so that I can do anything I want all the time with no ramifications or repercussions. Oh my God, I just knew it. I knew he wasn't straight. Yeah. So, year of transition 2021, 2022, back to normal. Boom, baby, back to normal. I think by 2022, this is all gonna be just a bad nightmare. Was it real? Was it? Yes, it was real, folks. But we're pulling through, are we not? I think we are. We are pulling through. I have apparently memory loss because I don't remember to start a camera. But other than that, which, by the way, I still have some lingering side effects. I'm in my 4th week, and I still can hardly taste and smell. Which is, I'm not complaining, I'm just sharing it with you just because it's a very minor symptom. But it's very weird still not being able to taste and smell. Like, I can, like, in this preposterously huge water bottle that I have, I put a hydration packet in there, and they're super, super sweet. There might be too much sugar in it, but it's like sugar and salts and different things to help get you hydrated. I was drinking that a lot when I was sick, just to stay hydrated. And like when you taste it, it's very, very strong. It's like an energy. Well, not. It's like a Gatorade or something like that, and I can barely taste it. Had pork chops last night that I cooked up. Sort of could taste them. Salad, sort of could taste it. Like, I'm at probably now 40-50% tasting. Whereas last week it was like 20%. So it's gradually improving. Same with my mom. She still can't taste or smell, and she's in like her 5th or 6th week. Not completely, at least. My dad is doing well, for those of you curious. Again, little update for new people tuning in. I had the COVID, the China virus. I had that. So did my mom. We both recovered. We're doing well. Still not 100%, but yeah, we're fine. And then my dad got it 3 weeks after us, like almost 4 weeks. It took. I can't believe that he contracted it that long after. Like, it took at least 3 weeks for him to get it. And so I was really surprised by that, because I thought he snuck past. I was like, I thought the cure was beer and marijuana and sitting out in the garage listening to AC/DC. I was going to make a public announcement that the cure, not the vaccine, the cure to coronavirus was Budweiser, marijuana, and AC/DC, and a fire, because we was having fires every night when we were sick, because he didn't want to come in the house. But he's just really tired. He can't taste or smell either. Low-grade fever, which I think has gone away. He had that a couple days ago. tired. I just said that. What else was I going to say? He has one other symptom. What was it? No, he's doing all right. From the looks of it, he's experiencing symptoms just like my mom and I. And I think I talked about this on the Patreon episode, but it seems last week, it seems to be the case that everyone's going to get it, and it's become less deadly. And again, you should listen to me because I know what I'm talking about. Clearly, I have a backdrop. I'm a very serious person. It seems to, I think everyone's going to, maybe not everyone. I think almost everyone's going to get it. I'm just waiting for my cousins who I spend time with to get it. I'm waiting for my sister to get it, my brother, well, not brother-in-law, but eventually brother-in-law to get it. I'm just waiting for everybody to get it. Everyone's going to get it. Stop living in fear and go let someone cough up your nose. All right, just go get it. And then you don't have to worry about it. Trevor's advocating false information. He says you just go get it and you'll be fine. What if when people are dying? No, people are dying. And I do understand the seriousness of it. But this is a comedy podcast. I say edgy, stupid shit on here for fun. And I think the people who listen to me often understand, they know what to expect, right? And so the other day, and this is just bound to happen when you say edgy shit. However, I think we're living in a time where people have to be saying edgy shit because people are being silenced for, not aligning with other people's narratives and beliefs and ideologies. We all know about people being silenced. We all know what's going on with big tech and all the issues there. So it's important for people to say edgy shit because edgy shit is freedom of speech. Because if we can't say edgy things, if we can't we have to be able to say whatever we want. I harp on this a lot, but I am a big believer in this. I and all of you and everyone on this planet should be able to say the craziest shit possible. The most offensive, grotesque, horrific shit that they could conjure up in our brains. They should be able to say that without repercussions. Because that's freedom of speech. Now, whether or not if people are just saying it, you have to allow people to speak. You have to. And, when you say edgy things, people are bound to be offended. Like, I had a listener of the show reach out to me, and I've got no problem with this person. I consider her a friend, and but she messaged me and she said she was offended that I had made a joke about killing yourself if you didn't like the election results. And it's like, and then somebody else messaged me, another good friend, saying that they were offended about another thing I said. And I talked to the guy friend, and I said, listen, I was like, think for a second. Just if people have been listening to my music and they've been following my social media for a while and they've been tuning in for a little bit, it's like, would you actually think that I want you, the listener, if you weren't happy that Biden got elected, to kill yourself? It's a sensitive subject. It's like my best friend killed himself. And it took me literally years, to get back to normal. Do I want anyone to kill themselves? Of course not. This shouldn't even have to be explained. And I understand that when you joke about things like that, there's some people are going to be offended. And I've got nothing against this person who I offended. But I'm not going to apologize for saying edgy things because this is a comedy podcast. Again, anybody who knows me would understand that I don't want anybody to kill themselves, obviously. If anyone's struggling mentally to the point where they're considering suicide, they should seek out help, professional help. They should do everything they can to get better. It's like, I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. And this woman had gone through something, and I completely see her perspective, and I understand where she's coming from. 100%. But when you say edgy things, and when you say and you make jokes about those sorts of things, you're bound to offend someone. So, but again, like if we can't say, I personally think, and you can disagree with me, it's all right if you do. Like, I think people can joke about anything. And I've heard great comedians make jokes about horrible things. Children dying, rape, like all these horrific things that are truly horrific, that are truly heinous, horrible things that nobody should have to go through. But they should still be able to be made fun of or looked at in a funny perspective. It's like all this, everyone's so serious right now. Lighten up. Everyone's about everything. Everyone is so serious. Well, it's a microaggression. I don't feel safe. Your words are attacking me. It's like, no, just stop playing word games. I feel attacked. Do you want to know what being attacked is really like? Like, for someone who's just saying, like, your words are attacking me, who's lived a great life. I'm not taking away. I've lived a great life. I've got a very easy life. All right? I understand. I'm a privileged white male, part of the patriarchy. That's always a good one. But, like, we can't use words like what? What am I saying here? Why are you listening to me? I don't know why people don't come to me for the answers. Because I've got the answers, folks. It's just when we say that words are violence and words are physical attacks, it's like they're not physical violence. It's not physical attacks. We can't. Words matter, and we can't use these words. We can't play these word games where, you know, your words are violence. And most people aren't thinking like this, but there's a lot of people that are. And just when, no, violence is violence. Someone physically attacking you and physically causing you harm, that's violence. And should be that's reprehensible action. No one should be attacking anybody. But again, we all should be able to say what we want to say. I don't know, I'm just fucking rambling about this. I'm just rambling about all serious things and making fun of them. Still upset that I didn't start the camera on time. Yeah, what else? Now I just feel like I'm off my game now, guys. What's going on in the world? What's going on in your world? I had a great run yesterday. And a great workout on Monday. I'm like back in it completely, 100%. Monday, push day, chest, shoulders, triceps, abs, stretching. I haven't done an ab workout in like 6 months because I basically stopped. I was doing ab workouts about 3 days a week, and then I picked up running, and I was like, fuck the abs. I'm just gonna, I'm running, so I'm gonna have a lower body fat percentage. Excuse me. I'm gonna have a lower body fat percentage because I'm running, and so I'm gonna skip the ab workouts. But I jumped back in to the ab workouts, still running, not as much as I was, when summer was happening. I was running about 15 miles a week, and now I'm probably running maybe like 6. So, a substantial bit less, but I don't need to run that much anyway, because I'm trying to get bigger. Sort of. I do want to get bigger. Because I feel like a little tiny, skinny boy. My friend told me that I might have body dysmorphia. Let's look into that. Let's see. Body dysmorphia. Okay, here we go. Yeah, body dysmorphia disorder is a mental can't talk. Body dysmorphic disorder is a mental health disorder in which you can't stop thinking about one or more perceived defects or flaws in your appearance. Okay, no, I don't have that. A flaw that appears minor or can't be seen by others, but you also feel so embarrassed, ashamed, and anxious that you may avoid many social situations. Okay, no, I definitely don't have body dysmorphia. I heard of this where like weightlifters and people who get into bodybuilding, especially people who like start off really skinny, like that's sort of their foundation, and then they get huge, but they still feel like that little kid. Like I still feel like a skinny little boy, and again, I'm not huge. I'm not saying I'm big, but I'm significantly bigger than I was. But I still will look at myself in the mirror and feel like a little skinny boy at times. But I use that as fuel. It's not like I feel bad about myself. I'm very happy with how I look and feel. Like that's my main goal. When I work out, I'm searching for and trying to achieve a certain feeling. And usually it's a feeling of bliss, basically, or complete relaxation. Because I'm telling you, if you are stressed or anxious and you go for a 3-mile run or a 5-mile run, and that last mile you try to go as fast as you can, it's like you're not going to give a shit about anything when you're done. If that last half mile, you are completely in the moment, because if you're not in the moment, you know you're going to have to drop the pace, and you're not going to be able to maintain the speed at which you're going at. Like, you're not going to be able to do it. And so, yeah, whenever I'm stressed, I mean, most of you already know that I work out 3-4 days a week. I worked out 5 to 7 days a week for the first 5 years. 5 years, it was almost always 7 days a week, 6-7 days a week. And then the 6th year and this year, but the 6th year started, I cut back to 3 days a week, which was very difficult for me. And cutting back to 3 days a week, I actually put on more weight and more muscle, and I stopped getting sick so often. And so I saw a lot of benefits with that, because I was constantly stressing out my immune system. And so when you're constantly stressing out your immune system, you're bound to get little colds a lot. So I was always getting colds, and I was always getting like sick. Nothing too serious, but I would get sick all the time. And when I cut back to 3 days a week, I basically stopped getting sick. But yeah, I definitely don't have body dysmorphic disorder. Yeah, like I said, I just search for that feeling. The best feeling for me is where it's where I genuinely don't know if I'm going to be able to push, like, do what I want to do. So, for example, this always happens when I'm running, typically when I'm running, and it's almost always towards the end. So I ran 3 miles yesterday. So say, but the 3 miles yesterday was super easy. Like it was you're going to have good runs, you're going to have bad runs, you're going to have good workouts, you're going to have bad workouts. This is part of it. The important thing is you're the type of person that shows up no matter what. That's what you want to be. You don't want to, because you're going to have a bad workout every now and then. You're going to not want to go every now and again. You're going to have a bad run. You're going to have a bad yoga session. You're going to have a bad meditation. But the important thing is to be a person that shows up anyway on those days. But I've had many times where I run, and that last half mile is like really, really physically and mentally challenging, and I have to completely concentrate. It's when the voice kicks in, and it's when the negative voice kicks in, saying like, stop, give up. And I know I've talked about this, but like that voice kicks in, and when that voice kicks in, I know I'm doing the right thing, because now I'm genuinely challenging myself, because I don't know if I can do it. Like, honestly, I'm like, I don't know. And so now I start talking to myself and I'm saying, no, you can do it. You can do it. And it's like, you overcome that voice and you beat that voice. And then when you do finish, you truly accomplish something, and you're just a little bit stronger because of it mentally. You just have a bit more of an edge. You're a bit sharper. Everything is a bit better now because you overcame that challenge and you accomplished what you set out to do. We're at the halfway point, folky folks. If you'd like to reach out to the show, I'd love to hear from you. Please do. Please shoot me your questions, your comments, your concerns, your nudes to the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. I'll say it again, folks. The Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to interact. I'd love to answer your questions live on air. Live on air. It'd be very fun. Also, if you'd like to gain access to exclusive Trevor Ohlsen content, I mean exclusive, fiery, sexy, hot content, where... No, if you'd like to gain exclusive access to Trevor Ohlsen content, head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. That is patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. For those of you who don't know what Patreon is, think of it as a Netflix, but for independent creators. When you sign up for Netflix for X amount of money per month, you... You gain access to all of Netflix's content, their movies, and their TV shows. Well, Patreon is like a Netflix for independent creators. So when you sign up on Patreon, you will gain access to all the exclusive content I post, including the Saturday episode, which is exclusive on Patreon. The free ones are out every week on Wednesday, and then there's another one every Saturday, exclusive to Patreon members. You guys can get handwritten letters from me. You guys can get autographed pictures, T-shirts. You'll get early access to all my music a week before it is publicly released. You'll gain access to options to Skype with me, which is super fun. Everyone who does that with me, it's one of our favorite things because it allows us to be really connected with each other. And my goal is to give patrons the best experience possible and to actually connect and get to know them on a personal level. And so far, everyone who signed up, they always tell me they love it, and they feel like, our stories are intertwined, and it's really fun. So if you sound like the person who would be interested in that, if you're looking for fun and improved fun and like connectedness with other people, and you want to be part of a community, and you want to sit down and chat with me and have a great time and have some laughs, and really it's all about having fun over there. So if that sounds like a good time to you, who doesn't want a little extra fun? What if I told you could have 10% more fun right now? Would you do it? No. Okay, well, thank you for your time. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, so you don't like fun? No. Okay, are you a sociopath? Is there a body in your basement? Yes, I thought so. Okay, so I should leave. Are those bodyguards behind me with the guns? Are they gonna let me leave? No. Okay, should I just come in the basement then and join the rest of your victims? Yes. Okay. So no fun? So if you'd like to have a little bit more fun each week, if you like some inspiration, because I post daily inspirational things on there, and everything I post on there, everything I post, I genuinely mean. Some people have criticized me as saying these are just blanket statements, but these are reminders that have truly connected with me. And I'm not going to post a bunch of lame, stupid shit, all right? I'm going to post something that like truly resonates with me, that I personally am trying to implement in my life, and I personally am trying to remember and act out. I'm not going to post any dumb shit, but I post inspirational posts on there every morning around 10 o'clock. And so it's a lot of fun. Everyone who signed up loves it. So if you would like a little extra fun and you're not locking people in the basement, head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. And again, please reach out to the show, The Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. What could be fun to do on air right now, folks? This whole starting the camera late threw me off. I don't know why. Let's not do that. Fun. Okay, let's see. Body dysmorphia. Actually, let's do this. I don't know how long this. Well, let's see. A body dysmorphia quiz. Let's see what happens here. 9 questions. We can do this. Let's do this together. Let's find out if I have body dysmorphia. I don't think I do. All right, we're going to go through this together. How often do you, this is a shitty quiz. They have a fucking typo right in the beginning. How often do you deliberately, how often do you deliberately check your features, not accidentally catch sight of it? Please include looking at your feature in a mirror or other reflective surfaces like a shop window, or looking at it directly or feeling it with your fingers. Choose one option, including those that fall between the definitions, then click the next button. Okay, about 40 times a day, 20, 10, or 5. Probably about 20 times a day. That'd be my guess. Probably, yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, question 2. To what extent do you feel your features are currently ugly, unattractive, or not right? Okay, so there's very ugly or not right, markedly unattractive, moderately unattractive, slightly unattractive, not at all unattractive. I'm going to come off as a douchebag here, but I don't, not at all unattractive. To what extent does your features currently cause you a lot of distress? No. Slightly distressing? No, I wouldn't say there's any really necessary distress. How often does your features currently lead you to avoid situations or activities? Now, I used to avoid activities when I had really bad acne, just because I was really, really embarrassed. I used to have like really bad face acne, in college, and I don't know if it was just because college is stressful or if it was just hormonal, like at the age. But it was also this. So if there's anyone out there who has really bad acne, and I'm not saying this is a cure-all, but this worked for me. So side note from the body dysmorphia quiz, when I had acne, I was washing my face with I had a good facial routine. Not the sexual facial routine, just a good cleanse my face facial routine. And I would stick to a certain product and I would do exactly what they would say and it wouldn't work. So I did Proactive when I was younger. I did like Neutrogena. I did a lot, like all these different charcoal things. Just rub charcoal on your face and you'll look like $1,000,000. And it wasn't until an ex-girlfriend now, at the time, she bought me this product from Lush. Today's video sponsor. If you like 20% off at Lush, that'd be cool to get sponsored by Lush. Lush, if you hear this, I like your stuff. She bought me this face wash, and it's called Herbalism with an H, Herbalism, and it's made out of like, what is it? Crushed almonds. Let's see, Herbalism ingredients, Lush. Let's see what comes up here. Herbalism face and body cleansers. Yeah, so like and this was specifically for oily skin, and I have sort of oily skin. But here's the ingredients: ground almonds. I'm gonna mispronounce all these words. Kaolin, glycerin, nettle, rosemary, and rice vinegar extract, rice bran, water, gardenia extract, rose absolute, chamomile, blue oil, sage oil, and then methamphetamine. Okay, so there's a little no meth. So it's all natural stuff. And as soon as once I stopped all the harsh chemical stuff that you could get at Walmart, and I started using this herbalism, my skin cleared up right away. At the time, I didn't really want to pay for it because it was like $20, whereas all this other shit I was buying was like $4, $5. So once it ran out, even though my face was clean, I was like, nah, I'll just go back to the Walmart stuff. And I went back to the Walmart stuff, and I washed my face at night, and I woke up the next morning, and my face was just red and like really like stingy. And the little light bulb moment, I realized, I was like, oh man, like there's a million different harsh chemicals in here that my skin does not want. And I started thinking, I was like thousands of years ago, people weren't washing their faces with all this bullshit. And so I was like, maybe I should just go back to the herbalism. So ever since then, I stopped all the harsh chemical face washes, and I wash my face like 2-3 times a week with this herbalism stuff. And my skin, it's like a baby's bottom now. I'll still get like acne on my just a little bit. I'm to the point. I used to be so insecure though about acne. When you're young, and you have acne all over your face and on like your back and your shoulders, it can like really fuck with you mentally. But it's like once you get older, you just, even though it has substantially cleared up for me, you stop caring. You realize that no one else cares. And for those of you out there who have acne, just understand that no one's judging you. Like no one's looking at you and going and judging you negatively because you have acne. Because most everyone understands that acne is something that's, kind of out of our control. Like I said, whether it's hormonal or whatever. So acne, getting back to the quiz, used to lead me to avoid situations. I remember in college one time, I just had, my whole face was like covered. And I saw like my friend group, and I was like, oh, it was at lunch, and I like ran the other way. And, but thank God that all cleared up and got better. So I would recommend that. Get off all the harsh stuff, all the everything that's unnatural, all the bullshit. Get off that. Get on something natural like an herbalism from Lush. Check out Lush. They've got great products. And diet is a big thing too. It's like, stop consuming so much sugar. I never drink soda, ever. I don't eat fast food. Like if you eat real food every day and you drink lots of water and you exercise and maybe you sauna and you wash your face naturally, like your skin's going to clear up right away. Your whole body's going to clear up. Maybe not right away, and it's not an overnight fix, but I promise you, that you'll see positive results. If you're drinking soda and you're eating fast food, that alone right there is going to probably give you acne. Not only is it going to give you acne, but it's going to make you feel like shit. You're going to have very little energy. You're going to get fat. You're going to feel like lethargic. And you're going to feel like a loser. Get off the fast food. Get off the sugar. Get off all the bullshit. Eat plants. Eat animals. Drink water. There you go. So, how does your features currently lead you to avoid situations or how often does your features currently lead you to avoid situations or activity? I would say never. Yeah, I don't think I have body dysmorphia. It's okay. Four more questions. To what extent does your features currently preoccupy you? That is, you think about it a lot, and it is hard to stop thinking about it. No, I'm gonna do basically not at all preoccupied. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I should have just taken, are you a fat quiz? Are you fat? If you have a partner, to what extent does your features currently have an effect on your relationship with an existing partner? I am single, ladies. Oh, here you go. If you do not have a partner, to what extent does your features currently have an effect on your dating or developing a relationship? I'm going to do just slightly. Because I want, when you're like in front of someone really attractive, you think a bit more. You're like, do I look good right now? Like if I'm in front of a really hot girl, if I'm talking to a really hot girl, I might think like, oh, how do I look right now? But folks, I always look good. Come on. To what extent does your features currently interfere with your ability to work? No, none. Not at all. Two more questions. To what extent does your features currently interfere with your social life? Not at all. I don't know why I'm taking this test. To what extent do you feel your appearance is the most important aspect of who you are? Moderately. No. Most important aspect of who I am? Maybe slightly, not moderately. Okay, you scored. Okay, here we go. Your assessment. You scored 11 out of the maximum total of 72. Yeah, okay. Higher scores reflect greater distress and interferences in your life and the likelihood of a diagnosis of BDD. If you scored 40 or more, we would recommend that you seek an assessment, as you are likely to have BDD. If you score between 30 and 40, you may still have BDD and may benefit from an assessment. You are unlikely to have BDD if you scored below 30. You can repeat the questionnaire at any time. No body dysmorphia for me. My friend Tyler Ward out in Nashville. He's the one who kind of made me think maybe I do have a little bit of body dysmorphia, because I told him that I feel super skinny and I feel like that little boy still. And I don't know, maybe he was just being nice, but he was just like, no, dude, you're jacked. But I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's super. We're the worst. Isn't it funny how we're the worst people to like, we're the worst potential person to judge ourselves. Like, we're the worst person to look at ourselves objectively. Like, I truly can't look at my body and know. It's hard for me to even word it. And it's like, I can't look at myself and view myself in through any sort of objective lens, because I'm too close. We're all too close. And how many times does this happen in everything? I was talking about with my cousin, actually, about this person, and he was able to just clearly give me an answer to this question I had asked him. And I was like, oh, wow, you're really insightful. And he was like, no, man, you're just too close. He's like, I can just look at it objectively because I'm not involved. And lots of times, emotions, man. Emotions cloud our judgment. It's hard to think logically because we're emotional creatures. So it's very difficult to objectively look at things when we have our biases, when we have our emotions. I mean, we could literally have a different opinion on something if we haven't eaten yet that day, because we experience negative emotion more we experience negative emotion more when we're hungry. So it's like in the morning, I can tell that because I get up at 7:30 and then I don't eat until 10. And that's just because I drink coffee and I sit outside and I read for an hour from 7:30 to 8:30. And then I come in and then I shower and then I meditate and then I go eat. And like by the time 10 o'clock rolls around, when I eat breakfast every day, or 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm starving. And I can tell it'll be, first thing in the morning. And I can tell that if somebody were to say something to me that might irritate me, I might like snap at them just because I'm hungry. But and people like that. Like, we don't realize that we think we're all so civilized and so modern and kind and generous. But it's like, if our needs aren't being met, if we don't have food and we don't have water and we don't have any sort of financial stability, and imagine if there was like no plumbing, if there was no medicine, like, we would not be acting the way we act. We act the way we act because almost always our needs are being met. We always have food, we always have water, we always have shelter. This is the case for most people. I understand that there's some people where this isn't the case. And those people, that has detrimental psychological consequences when those basic needs aren't met. There's an interesting thing I just heard today, and I've heard this many times before, but I'll share it with you. And it's really interesting how it has to do with money. So say say you make $100,000 a year, okay? Or, yeah, okay, and say for someone, like that's a goal for me. I want to I just want to make $100,000 a year. That's very modest. Let's be completely honest. Like a lot of people look at that and go like, that's a big goal, but that's a big goal for them. It's not a big goal for me. Like there's people literally who make hundreds of billions of dollars. $100,000 is no money. Let's be honest. But it's no money. Like it's all perspective. It's all relative. $100,000 is no money compared to $100 billion. But $100,000 compared to someone who's, in poverty, it's like everything. So it's interesting how, say I make $100,000 and I'm finally like I've reached my financial goal where I feel at ease because I have money in the bank, I have low expenses, my bills are paid. Say I had a family, my family's taken care of. My fake wife has a great, good income as well, so we're fine. And so we're happy and content. So that initial bump, that initial income, it really makes it does make a difference in how you feel because you're at ease, you're not worried so much. But it's interesting how you can, and there's so many studies that you guys can go look up and hear about this, hear about it better than the way I'll explain it right now. But basically, if you're content with making $100,000 a year, if you make another million, if you make an additional million, it almost has virtually no impact on your happiness. And it's super interesting because in our culture, we're taught the more money you have, the happier you'll be. So it's like if you have $1 million income and you think, well, if I just make 2 million this year, I'll be twice as happy. And the evidence just suggests that is completely wrong, which is interesting because you'd think you'd be happier. But it just it goes to show that money's not everything. I think we could all agree that this year, if anything, this year's reminded us of, it's reminded us that what's most important? Our health, our safety, our well-being, our family's health. Like that's what really matters. And I've talked about this before, but this year stripped away all the extraneous bullshit that we all always worry about. We're worrying about what other people think of us, and we're worried about our fucking cars impressing people and how much money we make, and we're worried about how we dress, and we're worried about this, and we're worried about that. And it's like at the end of the day, this year, people just want to be safe and healthy. People want safety, they want shelter, they want health, and they want health for their family. It's like this pandemic, this whole coronavirus, it like brought us back to just baseline. Brought us back to the baseline where here's what matters. All this other shit you've been worrying about, especially with the rise of social media, because how many young people and older people, how much does social media just fuck with your day? Like, that's a very real problem. The mental health issues around social media, and we have to get that under control, or that's gonna have detrimental impacts on people's well-being. I think it's very safe. All the evidence suggests. Read The Coddling of the American Mind by what's his name? The Coddling of the. I'll know his name here. The Coddling. Yeah, Jonathan Haidt. Haidt. Read The Coddling of the American Mind. It's very well done. Jonathan Haidt is very intelligent. And he talks about there's a correlation with the creation of smartphones and the rise in young girls in particular, boys too, but more so girls. There's a direct correlation with the creation of the smartphone and the rise in girls harming themselves intentionally. There's a complete correlate where it just like skyrockets up. Suicide is up. Mental health issues are up because we just don't know how to handle it yet. This is new. It's crazy when you think, like when I think of my nieces, it's like they're going to grow up in a world where they don't understand that this thing right here, that this iPhone, like they're not going to, they don't know a world without it. They don't know a world without an iPhone 12. They don't know a world without a MacBook Pro. These things exist in their world forever, from the beginning. And I'm fortunate enough at my age to where I can at least remember a time where we had just one big ass computer about this thick, and it was in the family room, and I could play games on it like once a week. You know what I mean? And I mean, everything is so good now. Like technologically, like the phone is so fucking amazing. The laptop's so amazing. Like content and Netflix, Patreon. It's all so amazing that it just can grab and hold our attention like no problem. And I'm fortunate to where I remember a time where this stuff didn't exist, but like young kids, they're not going to remember a time where these things didn't exist. So it's like they're going to feel as if these technological inventions are a necessity for life. And they're not. If we got rid of, let me think. If I got rid of my iPhone and I got rid of my I mean, it's difficult. Okay, everyone's different. But what I'm saying is we don't need them as much as we need them. You know, we don't have to be on our iPhone 6 hours a day. Just fucking refreshing the Explore page on Instagram. Which, yeah, we just don't have to do that. Again, these are tools, amazing tools. We are all connected. I talk with people from all over the world who follow me online, from people in Africa and Australia, in different parts of Europe. Like, we send each other voice messages. I talk, they talk. It's like, it's insane. We're connected with everyone. There's nothing. Here's us. Here was the thing in between, and here was the other person, and now we're just here. We're all connected. And as valuable as all this stuff is, we have to be careful with it. That's all. It's interesting how I wanted to bring up one more thing before we end here. Instagram. I talked about this last on the Patreon episode, but Instagram is just showing me just whores on the Explore page because it knows that I'm gonna look at them, and it's tricking me, and it's winning because I followed one of them yesterday. You can go on my Instagram right now. I follow like 50 people because I try to follow only people that like truly add value to my life. And so I don't follow 1,000 people. I don't follow all these hot girls. I don't follow almost anybody. And so, but I follow like 50 people. But I fucking caved yesterday. I'm gonna have to go unfollow her because I know it's gonna be a problem. I followed. I don't even know her name. Just some hot chick that popped up on the Explore page, and I was like, oh my god, look at her. and I just fucking caved and followed her. But Instagram, I mean, their algorithm, I mean, they just know what you want to see. And it's like if you just for a second click on some hot chick, like you are just bombarded with hot chicks. They're just using biology to get me and everybody else, people who are into that, to just stay on their app as long as possible, because the longer we're on, the more advertisements we're seeing, the more likely we are to spend money, the more money they make, and they're making billions of dollars. They are. And I'm all about people making money. I have no problem with the amount of money they're making. But it's just when it's so addictive. When they're just literally they just show me chicks with huge tits and asses every day. And I'm just like, huh. Just the fucking man in me is just, wow, look at her. Oh, wow, look at that one. It's like, It's like I just went on there to post on my story, and now I have to go jerk off. It's like it's too much. It's I don't like it. I do and I don't like it. It's nice to see them, yes, but I don't like the fact that it feels like Instagram has control over me in that regard and not the other way. Isn't that scary? Isn't that scary? All right, folks, that's the show. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you'd like to reach out to the show, please do at the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. I'll say it again. The Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Send me your questions, your comments, your concerns, your nudes to the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. If you'd like all sorts of fun, exclusive content, head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen, or just head over to patreon.com and look up Trevor Ohlsen. That's TREVOROHLSEN. Did you get that? And unless you're a sociopath with victims in the basement, I know you're going to enjoy it. I know you're going to have fun. It's super fun. Everybody who signed up loves it. It's brand new and it's growing every day. And so I hope you'll consider that because I know that you'll love it. I hope you all have a fantastic day, folks. Next episode will be up on Patreon this Saturday. So I'll see all of you people signed up there. And then we'll be back next Wednesday, folks. Remember, if you don't know it yet or you're a new listener, every Wednesday on all social platforms and then every Saturday on Patreon. Okay? All right, folks. Happy Wednesday, and we'll see you soon.